estamos aquí en directo ya. Vale. Ok. He decidido saltar la pantalla de pronto empezará el directo, porque coño va a empezar ya. Y vamos a no perder más el tiempo. Después de aquí la visita del invitado especial, hombre, había que hacerlo bien, ¿no? Joder. Bueno, ahora sí que sí. Sin más preámbulos, vamos a darle. Eso sí, puede que el audio vaya un poco retrasado, os aviso de ya, porque es el tema de la capturadora, no sé por qué, es una capturadora barata, las cosas como son, pero bueno, vale. Una vez más aquí estamos. La tercera vez que ponemos esta puta cinemática, esta vez sí que vamos a verla bien, joder. Ahora sí, joder.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off. Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Escrito por Hideo Kojima. Ahora sí que sí, joder, ahora sí que sí.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask.
Perdón si oye la play de fondo, que parece un puto ventilador, pero no es porque suena tanto. Es como una Play 4.
Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Los de Play 4 no se quejan.
Approaching release point.
Un segundo, gente.
10 minutes to drop
Me
off.
cago en mis muertos, tío.
He said put out the cigar.
Jack, I've
Ahora
got some
vengo,
important
tío.
news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation
Me
ritual.
cago en mi putísima
Don't get cocky, this isn't a training op.
me vienen ahora, me vienen a llamar. Y ni siquiera era a mí. Me vienen a llamar y se ha equivocado. Y ahora tengo que verme esta mierda por cuarta vez, por favor, tío. Por favor, tío. Solo quiero 5 putos minutos, tío. Sin que me den por culo 5 putos minutos para ver la puta cinemática, tío. Es tanto pedir. Vaya cachondeo. ¿Y por qué coño el juego está en...? Ah, vale, vale, ya. Creía que el puto juego estaba en ruso ahora, porque sí. Venga, va. Vamos a darle, joder. Ahora sí. Ahora de verdad. Ahora por fin, la última y cuarta vez, me da igual que se caiga el puto techo por mis muertos que veo esta cinemática. Seguramente esto os joda más a vosotros que a mí. Pero quiero ver esta mierda. Me cago en mi puta madre. Por favor. Por favor, ahora sí. Ahora de verdad, joder.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two.
Que ya me he enterado
East
de
and
la
West.
puta Guerra
This marked the
Fría
beginning of the era
4
called the
veces
Cold
ya.
War.
Ya me quedaba hasta sin cosas que decir, joder. De tantas veces que hemos visto esta mierda.
Flying over Pakistan. Altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask.
El puto Snake, tío. Joder, tío. Bueno, aunque esto es antes de Metal Gear Solid 1 y 2, ¿no?
Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Dios. Qué épico, joder. Literalmente el puto lanzamiento de puro más
Depressurization
épico de los
complete.
videojuegos.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
Esa mierda, tío, en la máscara le ponía Metal Gear Solid.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate bailout model.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop-off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Dios.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well,
Esto es lo de antes, ¿no?
about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov? Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1,
Ok, esto
known as the
sí.
Vostok
Un
rocket.
poco de historia, sí.
Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The president demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba. And so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it?
bro.
Something to do with space rockets?
El Metal Gear,
No.
coño.
Missile.
Claro.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
Ok. entendible. Seguro que, evidentemente, el arma nuclear no va a ser Metal Gear. Seguro. Sin dudas.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
Guapo, tío.
If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talon?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Ok.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Ok, y ahora la llamada de codec. Joder, tío. Es que, qué guapada de juego, tío. Ah, mira, como estamos en 1964, el codec no va dentro del oído, ¿sabes? Ah, mira, si tiene el puto MP3 ahí, tío.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake.
Okay.
I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Naked Snake.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
Bruh.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button.
¿Qué dices, tío?
I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Ok, ahora sí, joder. Por fin. Ok. Ahora, tío, te indican hasta cuánto porcentaje de camuflaje llevas. Madre mía, sí, sí. Píldora resucitadora, desarrollada por la CIA, te despierta de la muerte falsa. A ver. Aquí tenemos calorimate. Vale, esto es un MRE de estos, ¿no? Cuchillo de supervivencia. A ver. Ah, vale, y con el cuadrado apuñalas. ¡Hostia! Va. ¿Dónde está la mochila de Snake? Ahí delante, en el árbol con hiedras, ok. ¿Cuál es el botón de acción? Vale, el triángulo. O sea, a veces es el círculo, tío. A veces es el triángulo. En fin. Este no era, ¿no? Este árbol no era, ¿no? Vale. Ah, sí lo era, coño. Míralo.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button.
¿Qué botón es Enter?
For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger-happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there, This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
Ah, la
She-
rubia, bro. Digo,
Hello,
la
Snake.
rubia, la
I'm
pelirroja.
paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
Hay dos diferentes,
So
una para el
saving lets me
médico
record my mission
y otro
data.
para
That's right.
guardar.
It
porque-
also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
The boss.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter. But you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Bien.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Viene con cargador ampliado y todo, tú.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Ok, gente. Un segundo que yo ahora vengo. Y eso sí, puede que tenga que mover el chat porque me tapa las armas, ¿vale? Pero bueno, eso ya lo iremos viendo ahora. Un momento que ahora vengo. Vale, gente, ya estamos de vuelta. Disculpad por esta pequeña pausa. A ver qué más tenemos aquí. Tenemos prismáticos. A ver, un segundo. Esta interfaz... Ah, vale, ya entiendo cómo va. Pastilla de la muerte falsa. Y hay peso también, tío. Píldora resucitadora, puro, prismáticos, detector de movimiento, sonar activo, sensor antipersonal. Vamos a llevarnos la pastilla, ¿no? Y puedo ver mi peso. Esto es total, yo llevo 10 kilos y aquí llevo 2 y poco. Y llevo el micrófono direccional también, no sé por qué. Vale. Vamos a pasar la pastilla de la muerte falsa, ¿no? ¿Cómo la paso? ¿Cómo va esto? A ver, cojones. R1 visualizadora. Ah, vale, en plan para verlo. Ok. Micrófono direccional de alta precisión. Los sonidos que ocurren en la... Nunca lo sabremos. La pistola, a ver. Una versión modificada de la MK22, equipada con un silenciador y desarrollada. Ah, vale. Por la marina. Debido al seguro adicional tendrás que cargarla cada vez que dispares. Ok. Ok, vamos a ver cómo coño pongo las putas pastillas, tío. A ver. Están seleccionadas, ¿no? Ah, vale, eso es que ya las tengo cogidas, coño, ¿no? Ah, no, es todo lo contrario, que las he quitado. Ok. Pues entonces vamos a poner todo, ¿qué más da? Ya, entonces ahora debería estar aquí, sí. Vale. Ok, zona pantanosa de Dremuchig, coño. Todos rusos, tío. Pulsa 4 para apuntar, suelta para disparar. Vale. Voy a mover el chat, gente. Un momento. Voy a moverlo por aquí, yo creo que está bien. Sí, yo creo que así estará bien porque es que si no me tapa las armas. Ay, cuando vas así tirado en el suelo solo puedes estar en primera persona. Vaya. Bueno, a ver. Creo que de momento podemos ir de normal. Bueno, podría haber cazado ese pájaro, pero... Eso no es una serpiente, ¿no? No hay fauna. Es que, tío, está también los putos animales están camuflados también, ¿sabes? ¿Eso es un puto cocodrilo? No es que haya uno, es que hay como 3. Tienes que estar de coña, tío. Y exactamente cómo cojones voy a cruzar los cocodrilos. Muerto, bueno, a dormir. Muerto y ahora con... ¡Hostia, tú! Si me acerco. Joder. Raca, tío. Venga, por favor, tío. Vale, me voy a morir por un puto cocodrilo, tío. De primeras, madre mía.
Snake, do you read? Snake!
Major.
Snake, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're far from okay. Look at your life gauge. You're on your last leg.
No, I can still...
See?
Snake, this is a solo sneaking mission. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Joder,
It
tío.
means there's no backup, no cavalry. If you're taken out, nobody is there to take your place.
Ay, que no he guardado, que no he guardado.
Pull out for now and recuperate.
Find a hiding place and get some rest. Your life gauge will gradually recover with time. But the speed of your life gauge recovery depends on the level of your stamina gauge. So get plenty to eat, then get some rest. You hear me? Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Joder. Voy a morir. Vale, no. ¡Hala! Tú tienes el brazo jodido, sí, sí. Todavía no se ha probado, se desconoce su sabor. Ok. Tío, no me puedo creer que me vaya a matar un cocodrilo de mierda, tío. A tomar por culo. Vale.
Snake, what happened? Snake!
Hostia, tío.
Snake!
La puta música de cuando mueres es un temazo, tío. Vale, esta vez sin tonterías. Vamos a ver. Sensor detecta animales con ondas de sonido. Ah, y gasta pilas. Vale. Bueno, supongo que esto que me marca aquí son... Oh, aquí hay un huevo de animales, según esto. Ah, claro. Habrá pájaros en los árboles, ¿no? Supongo. La encontré la rana. ¿Le da o no? Buah, tú. Qué guapada eso, tío. Rana arboricora. Mira, me han dado hasta un logro, tío. Capturada viva, pero no, todavía no se ha probado, se desconoce su sabor. Bro. Qué guapo, tío. Bueno, tremendo cameo del rana, primero viene el Ose y ahora tenemos un cameo del rana en directo, en medio del streaming. ¿Quién lo habría dicho? La rana de mierda que no se ve, tío. Bueno, en fin. A ver, tú, cocodrilos. Ah, vale, puedes cambiar la cámara dándole al R3, ok. No lo sabía, está bien saberlo. Detecta movimiento, no detecta objetos inmóviles. Vamos a llevar nada de momento. Bueno, ¿y qué coño hace el antipersonal este? Porque nunca lo he entendido, tío. Nunca he entendido qué hace esa mierda. Oh, repelente. Un repelente de animales, ¿no? Ah, tengo que abrir la puta mochila, tío. Y puedes cambiarte el camuflaje. ¡Arriba España! ¡Qué guapada, tío! ¡Arriba España! Ah, mira, tío. Y cada camuflaje te da puntos. Puedes ir sin camiseta también. Joder. Bueno, vamos a llevar este de hoja, que es el que más te protege. Bueno, y me podría poner también uno de cara, que no fuera... El de Italia te protege más porque es verde, tío. Máscara. Bro. Si es la puta peluca de Raiden, tío. Tío, no puedo llevar la cara de España, tío. Vamos a llevar... verde, Dios mío. Bro, Snake negro. Snake negro, ¿qué cojones? What the fuck, Snake negro. Joder, cómo mola eso, tío. Ah, bueno, es verdad, al final ni siquiera he mirado esta mierda, el repelente. No puedo mirar información sobre él. Ah, bueno, no lo tengo colocado, vale. Repelente contra insectos. Mientras te dure avispones y sanguijuelas estarán lejos. Púlsatelo echando. Vale, échatelo pulsando X. Vale, pues vamos a echarlo y vamos por el agua. Así no hay que cruzar cocodrilos ni mierdas. Vale. Porque vamos, seguro que en este agua hay más mierda, tío. Hay más sanguijuelas de mierda, tío. Qué puto asco, tío. Se ha ahogado. ¿Y eso? ¿Y eso qué, tío?
Snake, you have to get up! Snake! Snake!
Snake. Snake. I died. ¿Qué dice que pone? Snake. ¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué pone ahí? ¿Qué pone ahí? ¿Retarded o qué? No. T-N-A-E. ¿Y eso? True. Pone True Patriot. Patriot. Time Paradox. Paradoja temporal. ¿Qué cojones? Joder, y ahora cazar otra vez a la puta rana, tío, ¿verdad? Venga, vamos a jugar a un juego. Vamos a ver cuánto tarda el gilipollas en matar una rana. Oh, por aquí suena. Un momento, me voy a poner el sonar. Mírala. Te tengo. Ahí está. Vale. Ok, vamos a cambiarnos el camuflaje rápido. Ahí. Ya está. Oh, espera, no, este me da más 35, joder. De puta madre, lo dice hasta ahí. De puta madre. Bueno, ya que estamos. Ah, tío, te caen hojas en la cara y todo, Dios mío. Cuidado con el cocodrilo. Ahí, vale. Vale, vamos. Primero de todo, yo no quiero sanguijuelas en mi puto cuerpo. Tírate... No. Vamos Vamos a ver. Chila. Tírate el repelente. Vamos a ver. A ver, el menú es mejorable de este juego de momento, tío. Pero, hombre, tampoco me puedo quejar. Oye, pero ¿cómo de profunda es esta mierda? ¡Ah, que te hundes! ¿Y si me hundo, qué coño? Si me hundo, ¿qué coño hago? ¿Tengo que pasar corriendo? Ahí está. ¡Pra! Otra, hay otra. ¿Dónde está la rana? Había otra, tío. Mira, ahí está. Por ahí, tío. Ahí, te pillé. Bueno, está bien ir pillando comida. Porque seguro que después escasea y es jodido conseguir más. Corteza de árbol, pero tío... Vale, entonces espérate. La idea es, no puedo cruzar por aquí porque me hundo, ¿no? A ver, creo que voy a intentar correr a lo YOLO y ya está, en plan, que le den por culo. Ah, vale, ya entiendo por qué la mochila está. Está porque no puedes llevar más 8 cosas a la vez, ok. Pues vamos a guardar esto, vamos a guardar el puro de momento. Y ya está. Vale, me tiro el repelente. Y a correr. Ah, es que no puedes correr tampoco, tío. Es que no puedes correr y te hundes, tío. Entonces, ¿qué cojones hago? Bueno, qué majos los cocodrilos. Que les doy igual. Qué majos. Oh, balas, bien. Un coco. No, no es un coco, tú. Es un nido de abejas. Ay, lo puedo coger. Claro, como tengo el repelente. Pues toma una ración y un ungüento. Supongo que eso es comida, ¿no? Enjambre de avispones. Verás. Del Báltico. A ver, ¿qué más hay? ¿Qué coño era el ungüento? Ni idea. ¡Vamos! Tú, pero eso de que te hundas, tío. ¿Qué coño con eso, bro? Ah, me han dado otro silenciador, ¿no? Eso de sí, MK2 es un silenciador, ¿no? ¿O cómo va eso? Bueno, espérate, vamos a salir de las opciones, ya iremos viendo. Sí, vale, supongo que sí es un silenciador porque igual dice por 4 ahí, es decir... Supongo que igual tengo 4 silenciadores. Ya veremos, ya iremos viendo, sí. Cada cosa a su tiempo, va. De momento hay que salvar al... no sé cómo se llama, Sorlovich o algo de eso. Sorlokov. Otra rana. No, no, qué rana, tú, es una puta serpiente. Me pica en la pula. Toma. Tiesa se ha quedado. Vale. Solo he tardado como 20 minutos en salir de la puta zona principal.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
Sokolov era, no Solokov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Bro, no ha puesto la cara del
Snake,
meme, tío.
your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. You can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed.
Okay, venga.
You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Venga, va. ¿Por qué tengo más 10, menos 10 de camuflaje? Porque estaba de pie, ¿no? Venga, va, pues vamos a ponernos camuflaje de cara. Bandera de Italia. Es que luego, en plan, aquí te ponen esto, pero luego depende de cada situación, es decir... 90, vale, 90 está muy bien. Jugando al escondite. Oye, me pregunto si las putas serpientes estas que hay por aquí te picarán, tío. Te morderán o algo, tío. El tronco, tío, hay que meterse por debajo del tronco. Mira, además, un repelente. A ver, está patrullando, espero que no se dé la vuelta. Vale, vale, podemos seguir adelante. Veas como, mira, como me delate un puto pájaro de estos de mierda, tío. Vamos a ir por el camino de las hojas, porque llevo camuflaje de hoja. De momento no he visto ningún otro soldado. Ah, mira, ahí hay otro. Ah, mira, mira, ahí delante hay uno.
Who was that? Who's that?
Ay, mamma mía.
Radio, we need backup.
This is HQ.
Levántate, hijo de puta.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements.
Nah, ahora me van a echar la bronca. Te tiran granadas ahora, eso es nuevo, ¿eh? Pero hijos de puta, estos cabrones que llevan, tío. Parecen a pruebas de bala, tío. A prueba de balas. Evasión, 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 evasión. Me van a echar la bronca de mi vida, verás, tío. Seguimos en evasión. Y verás que cuando termine evasión me van a llamar y me van a decir: eres un gilipollas. Vale, espera, vamos a descansar un rato, que se me cure la vida y tal. Precaución.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. We've lost sight of the intruder. Going into high alert.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Bueno, a ver, luego también entiendo que mucho camuflaje, 90%. Pero si yo voy andando por ahí y me encuentro un tío tirado en el suelo, ok, sí. Mucho camuflaje puedes llevar, pero sí, se ve que eres un puto tío, ¿sabes? Es decir... Uy, 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 hay un tío pasando al lado, ¿eh? Está lleno de enemigos, tío. Me queda solo una bala, por cierto, en el cargador. Me gustaría saber si se puede recargar y tal.
HQ, please respond.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. The situation is normal.
Understood. Return to your position.
Ay, pero el del puente sí que sigue estando aquí. payaso. Nah, pero es que yo no entiendo cómo quieren que yo me infiltre por aquí. Si es que... Mira dónde está este cabrón, tío. Mira, son dos encima, tío. Vale, ¿cómo hacemos esto? Ay, porque es que solo tengo una bala. No puedo tumbarme a los dos de una, porque voy a tener que recargar. Primero. Recarga, cabrón. Ahí estamos. Ahí estamos. Plan, supone que no, que es... Snake, esto es una misión de infiltración. No puedes ir por ahí disparando al que sea. Venga, lo siento, tío, pero... así son las cosas. ¿Y eso? ¿Y esa rana? Joder, macho, parezco gilipollas, tío. Parece que voy burlado, tronco. Snake, por favor, tío. Vale, mira. Mira esa mierda, tío. Fijaros bien. Había una puta rana. No es el único que la ha visto, ¿no? Ay, mi puta... Vale, mi medidor de energía. Espérate que se va a ir a tomar por culo. Mírala. ¿Y eso? Y hace hasta un sonidito de rana, tío. Qué guapo. Mi príncipe azul. Mírala, ahí está. Ahí está la rana. Pepe, bro. Podemos poner unos feels Batman en el chat. Setillas. También puedes pillar las setillas. Igual hay que cortarlas. Sí, qué guapo, tío. Ah, uy. No. Para, hay que cambiar el camuflaje porque se me cantea que te cagas. Camuflaje de suelo, tío. No hay uno de... camuflaje de suelo, tío. Ah, mira, este 95% de puta madre, ya está. Debatible. Me van a ver, vamos. Me van a ver, estoy jodido. O me van a ver o este tío está ciego, una de dos. Ah, bueno, ni pasa por aquí. Vale. Pues vamos a volver al de hoja. Rápido. Vamos a ver. ¿Qué me han dicho antes? Que no me mueva en la puta hierba, que se cantea que te cagas. No voy a ponerme yo a hacer eso ahora.
Nothing there. What was that?
Me van a ver.
Who's that?
Espera un momento, espera un momento. Si son soldados del KGB, ¿por qué están hablando en inglés?
Come in, HQ. Patrol here.
Evasión, evasión, vámonos. Rasvet.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see
Buah, qué
Sokolov
guapo,
from here.
Lo de los... Es que eso también,
Security
tío,
is
está
pretty
todo guapo,
tight.
tío. Lo de los putos prismáticos, el juego entero está muy guay, tío.
There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
¿Otra vez?
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not
Pues sí.
approach Sokolov while
¿Otra
in the
vez?
alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing,
Mirar en
Snake.
directo en
You
vivo.
mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Que no sale nadie hasta las 9. Venga, va. Déjame guardar. Bueno, de hecho me voy a esperar hasta que venga ya, tú. Sí. Joder, gracias a Dios, tío, que en esta versión del puto juego pusieron la cámara libre, tío. Porque es verdad que la original puede llegar a ser un poco mala, la verdad. Un poco... En fin. Me van a ver. Ya está. Me detectan. Joder. Buah, es que están ciegos que te cagas, tío. Vale, hora de cambiar el camuflaje porque este aquí no me vale para nada. Sí, este está bien, ¿no? El de a cuadros. No creo que vaya a haber ninguno mejor. Y nada en la cara. ¿Me puedo poner la bandera de España? No, no me sube. La de Alemania sí. Hombre, a ver, para eso me dejo la de Resplandor, tío. Uy, esto viene de sangre. ¡Rata! Rats, rats. We are the rats. Only celebrating birthday rats. Rats. We rats. Here the rats. Rata. Jaulas llenas. Vale, pues hora de comer algo, tío. Es hora de comer. Estaba muy mala, guay. Seta de tinta. Es que me da miedo, me voy a comer eso y voy a vomitar, Rata. Bueno, si le daba asco comerse una puta rana, imagínate una rata, tío. A ver. No puedo interactuar con esto. Abrirlo, quizás. Hay alguien por aquí. Porque oigo pasos. ¿Ese es, bro? ¿Ese es el que tenemos que buscar? Joder, estos no... Ni paran dos veces antes, ni preguntan de una, Los... Ahí va. ¿Me pueden disparar a través de las cámaras? ¿O hay algún vídeo por ahí? Vamos. Voy a morir. ¡Vamos! ¡No! ¡Sube, cabrón! Vaya, tío, las putas técnicas, tío, de cuerpo a cuerpo. Estoy desangrándome. Ay, Dios. No he cogido un Provida yo. Ah, vale, en comida va a estar el Provida, ¿no? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está ese Provida? ¿Qué coño era el Provida? Medicina Provida. Eso no es. Desarrollada en la URSS. Recupera vida. Vale. Un segundo, gente. Un segundo, por favor. Estoy... Joder. A ver, si este es como los antiguos Metal Gear, ahora me queda nada. Quedarme quieto un rato y se me parará el sangrado solo. Pero hijos de puta, tío, yo creía que estaba aquí el cabrón este del médico, tío. No, bueno, en realidad sí está, lo que pasa es que donde estaba yo no era ese sitio, era otro, tío.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. We've lost sight of the enemy. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Sí, mira, ya ha parado el sangrado. Y ahora me tengo que regenerar la puta vida, tío. Si me muevo se me cura la vida igual. Sí, vale, entonces podemos seguir. Que ya se la saben esta, bro, la de la alcantarilla. Que le pueden dar por culo al camuflaje este de cuadros, la verdad.
HQ.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. Unable to locate the problem.
Understood. Return to your position.
Venga, tío. A ver si podemos infiltrarnos por esta mierda, tío. Es que está chungo, ¿eh? Mira, justo hay un cabrón aquí, tío. Joder, me estoy quedando sin balas de la pistola también, Me cago en Dios. Vale. Hay un pibe, hay un pibe. Pillado. Vale. Hay unas escaleras. What a thrill. I'm searching. Vale. Ok, aquí estamos. Y ahora la idea es bajar. Ahí. Así. Maravilloso. Menos por esa parte en la que casi muero. De puta madre esto. Ese es el Solokov. O Sokolov, no sé cómo se llamaba.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me.
Pero un poco raro,
Even
¿no?
if it meant killing me in the process.
Que los
So
soldados
see.
hablen inglés perfecto, sin acento ruso ni nada. Un poco raro.
Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, Your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
Ah, vale, vale, es decir.
From my mentor.
Suponemos que estaban hablando en ruso, ¿no?
Is that so? America is truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts?
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I had to kill them. There was no other way. But no one will know we were involved.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
¿Y el silenciador? ¿Qué hace el tío este? Vaya.
Freeze!
Un momento.
So this is the legendary boss.
Bro, eso no es un revólver.
We meet at last.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Bro, revólver Ocelot.
Soldier?
He's the Ocelot commander.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Bro, es Ocelot.
Sokolov is ours.
No es todavía no es
Get out
revólver
of here.
Ocelot. Todavía no tenía el
And
revólver.
Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Madre mía. Vaya. Vaya pavo, tú. Madre mía, tú. Vaya pavo. Bueno. Igual que en los en Metal Gear Solid 1 y 2, igual de flipado ese puto revólver Ocelot.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
¿Qué hace, tío? El autista este.
Crew operatives!
What is that stance? Huh. That gun.
Un segundo.
If you're not the boss,
Madre mía, vaya pavo.
then die.
Oh, se le encasquilló el arma.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
Toma ya. Vaya paliza le doy al puto Ocelot, un tío solo. Un tío solo.
Impossible. You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do. But testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
Bro.
You filthy American dog!
Vale, de ahí es de donde saca lo del revólver, ok.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov.
Aquí será.
Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Ese era el
Sokolov was being guarded by the
comandante
KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Ok. Pues ahora con el puto Sokolov huyendo. Y darme un segundo. Si vuelvo al gameplay. Efectivamente. Darme un segundo. Y ahora vengo. Ok, primero de todo, antes de terminar el directo, quiero guardar rápido y luego quiero... Si se supone que No me jodas. Ah, vale, menos mal, creía que no me... En plan, tenía que acordarme de memoria de los
Saving the
putos
game,
números.
Snake?
Ok. Madre mía, menos mal que no se me olvidó guardar. Y eso lo primero, y ahora lo segundo. Si se supone que este tío es Revolver Ocelot, y ahora está inconsciente, vamos a matarle, ¿no?
Hey, Snake, you ever heard of Godzilla, King of Monsters?
No, what is it?
It's a movie. You haven't seen it?
Nope.
It's about this monster called Godzilla, who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
Snake, it's a movie, not a report out of Los Alamos.
I know. So then what happened?
Godzilla is immune to all weapons, and humanity has no way to stop the monster. Dr. Shirazawa develops a new type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating everything in its path. It was originally a Japanese movie, but they made an American version, too. I recommend seeing the original Japanese one if you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuke message as well.
Where can I see the original?
You'll just have to go to Japan.
Really? That's too bad.
Well, if you wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America, too.
Why's that?
2004 will be Godzilla's 50th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course! Everybody loves Godzilla.
You sure know a lot about movies.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Not really.
Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. When the going gets tough, movies can save your life. It's always good to be able to look at things from a different perspective when you get in a jam. That's the magic of movies.
No kidding. Well, I guess it might at least make a nice distraction.
That's the spirit, Snake. Have a little fun.
Snake, what have you done? You changed the future. You've created a time paradox.